work on this is at home in front of a mirror instead of out on the range. But again, some people don't have the opportunity to do that. You know, if you like to work on the range, I only want you to work a third of your balls on technique, meaning on a specific like this. How do I get more of this swivel, counter swivel? So roll the anchor, butt swivels is sort of the feel there. Instead of sliding to the right, you know, how do we get a little more depth into that swivel?
So I'm going to roll my ankles.
There you go. Man, that looks steady. That looked really steady. There you go. Good. So now look how much more to the right that ball flight started. It started because you had more depth in your golf swing. Now sure, we can get down to, yeah, actually it's because the club face, you know, is aimed more to the right through impact, and the path, you know, was closer to the club face alignment. Yeah, lots of science is what's going on with the club face. But what did you do?
Right.
You created more butt swivel to have more depth, so you could come more from the inside.
You could have room to go in.
Exactly. Good. So rehearse that again. Ankle rolls, butt swivels. Yeah. And by the way, that matches your front anchor alignment because you're staying in front of the middle of your stance.
I was getting like this.
Then you're moving to the right, so you're losing your anchor, right?
Right.
Move the camera a little bit more this way. There you go. Now look how much more right. The ball started down the right wall, and it's drawing back towards the flag.
And it's solid too.
Oh, again, this twisting motion actually helps you with your ground force pattern too, by the way. You need control of the ankle, but you also need a little bit of twist on the ground, okay? Torque into the ground as you're doing it. Roll and then a twist or swivel, whatever you want to call it. Good. And the hinge shoulder through is still hinge shoulder through, it's just that it has more of this body motion.
Right.
You know, the hinge turn through, well, this is the turn. This is how you turn, right? Yeah, because your turn, you had too much slide in your turn instead of what I call counter swivel here. You have a little more counter swivel. Your rear end is counter swivel. It's the target. You know, and you got to blend that into your ground force pattern. Makes sense? So, you know, a little bit of roll and counter swivel in our hinge turn through right now. Great. We'll launch again. Start down the right wall, drawing in. It's funny, ever since you've done this, you haven't got a pull.
No, and I've hit everyone pretty solid.
And they're getting more solid, so there must be something to it. So now we're gonna go, we got 4 balls, let's go back down to, you know, hinge shoulder through, but let's still feel this counter swivel in the hinge shoulder through move. The ankle rolls, the hip swivel. The saying's just hinge shoulder through to remind us of what size swing we're making. Yeah.
Doing hinge shoulder through.
Hinge shoulder through, level 1.
Okay.
This is your present level 1 anyway. Hinge shoulder through, and all you want to do is notice, do you get the ankle roll and the swivel as you're doing it? It's something you want to be aware of. You don't want to think about it. But you want to be aware, did you do it? Okay? You can even check it at when the swing is done, do an after swing checkpoint. Did I get the ankle roll and the counter swivel? Yeah. So see, now we're at a point where we've added technique into the process. You know, our levels that we were doing with the wedges and the 4 levels that we did before we added this technique in were easy because they're athletic.
Right.
You just had to pay attention to their athleticism and notice, did we get the ground force ankle roll going? Well, okay, we're still noticing the ground force anchor roll as you're saying,
right.
But we also need to notice, do we have counter swivel or do we slide? It's something you have to be aware of. You can't think of everything you need to do to play golf, and I don't want you to be thinking. I want you to say you're saying, be reactive, but you still got to know, do you do the things that work for you? It's like driving a car, stick shift. You got to be aware of everything that has to happen, but don't think of the details of it all. Okay? Okay, so this is now hinge stroke. still had counter swivel in there, you still had ankle roll, but the task was to play a hinge turn through shot.
Right.
And just notice the quality of that hinge turn through is sort of, anchored in your ability to get the rolling ground force pattern and the counter swiveling hips integrated into it.
Okay.
That's what makes it higher quality, okay? And again, like yesterday, we can't do any more than this today with a regular swing with an iron.
Right.
We can maybe do some bunting in the driver stuff, because then that's a whole nother topic.
Right.
But any more than what we're already into right now, and it's a waste of time, okay?
Well, what's going to happen is I'm going to go home going, I don't even remember half the
Yeah, exactly.
When you get too much
Can't get too much, it's done.
That's fine.
Yeah, we've reached the limit of productivity with the new concepts here. Great. Yeah. Hinge turn finish. You still had ankle roll, you still had counter swivel. But interesting, when the slide stopped, because the counter swivel got better, everything got better.
Everything got
Just
better.
like when we added the ankle roll into just the basic levels, everything got better.
Right.
Right? But the ankle roll made the ground force pattern better, it made the contact better, but you could still get pulls. Now that you got the swivel right, now the ball's starting on the right wall. See that?
And I got rid of the pull shot.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is not good.
Yeah, so full turn finish, still being aware that we got ankle roll and counter swivel. There it is.
Wow.
And there's your nuker.
And that's the height that I
Yeah.
just don't get on shots.
Not normally. Yeah.
No, not when you're doing that.
Because you have to stay down because your clubs are too short. Now that this club is longer, we put this demo together, your verticals are getting better. And you're not even thinking about it the way you did yesterday.
No.
It's already something that just makes sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah? That's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That we knew was wrong.
Yeah.
We felt it.
Yeah, so again, you felt that you lacked the counter swivel you needed to have enough depth. And so what happened? You got the pull.
I pulled it.
Yeah, so when you get the pulls, there's different types of pulls, but it's either a face pull, and those tend to curve more too for you, okay? There's the pull where everything seems pretty good, but wow, it's just more of a straight pull or a slight draw. That's the one where you tend to lack the counter swivel and everything else was there, okay? And so you can get the staying down pull, which tends to pull and curve, okay?
Right, because I'll be...
Yeah. So, hinge, shoulder, through. Yep. So a little bit left, could have had a little better counter swivel, could have had a little better ball position, could have got up a little bit more. You got it. There you go. You got to know which one it is, right?
It was too forward.
Too forward. So that, and when
I'm not quite used to.
And when that ball gets a little forward to you, that's where you tend to get those little face pulls. Okay?
With the face is shut.
Yeah, again, it's in relation to your sternum where we checked that ball position from yesterday. Good. So hinge, turn, through now. Great.
Boom.
So way better counter swivel. Ball went down the right wall, drew over the flag. Very nice.
Boom.
Yep. And you also had the rolling of the ankles in there. So the ground force pattern was leading the dance. It's great to be able to say that now. You always used to say weight shift, and I'm like, even in the books I wrote, it's not really weight shift, it's ground force pressure. And they're like, well, what do you mean? People didn't get it. People are starting to get it now. I think more instructors are saying it, so people are starting to get it.
Yeah, because I can't think of like my feet flat.
Right.
My feet rolling is athletic to me.
Good.
I could do that.
Yeah, hey, roll the ankles, work for Nicholas.
Right. That's when I tried it the first, so I've done it. So.
Yeah. Good. So, hinge, turn, finish. Yep. Again, with good counter swivel, the ball's starting on the right wall instead of starting left. Okay, full turn, finish.
I didn't swivel swivel.
Yep, went interested. Go and grab one more. Got to finish on a good full turn finish here.
I didn't swivel.
Full turn finish. Find that feel. All right, stay with it. And the full turn is in the swivel, in that counter swivel.
Okay.
That's what gives you the full turn.
That's what I'm not doing.
Yep. So the ankle comes in, but you still need that full counter swivel. Full turn finish.
Yeah.
And it just launched again. It was even a little ground first, but it still launched.
Right.
That's a lot better. Very good, good. So now we're going to do some with the drive.